What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, coming at you again today with another daily trade review. Today, unfortunately, is going to be a red day review. Just a sloppy day on my part. As the title says, I called it Chop Kiwi, but I don't think it was so much that the market chopped me up as it was I just took some bad. Nope, I won't even say that. I won't say that I took some bad trades. I will say I made some bad decision making. And that bad decision making cost in the form of a red day today. So let's go ahead. Let's get the thumbnail watch list pulled up. Take a peek at what we were looking at real quick. We'll get Tradervue pulled up and we'll get on up out of here. Watch list today wasn't really too impressive. Wasn't too impressive. We had the SQQQ on the watch list. We took a trade on this one here. We had the VXX on the watch list to go higher if it got above this area. It never did. It never got above it and held. So no trades on that. We had AMD and Microsoft on the watch list to go lower. Both of those did that. AMD, nice. Could have got a nice trade in right there. We had these three right here, LOGC, CYN, and BTTX on the watch list for stock plays. We did trade CYN and BTTX in our main account. Both of those were good, solid green trades. So we were good there. We had the Qs and the SPY as always. Took trades on the QQQ today. I like trading the SPY better. Took the first trade on the QQQ. And from that point on, I was revenge trading. I'm going to admit it. I was revenge trading the rest of the morning until I was like, all right, let's wrap this up. We're making too many mistakes, flat out. Making too many mistakes. Let's go ahead. Let's wrap this day up. Go ahead, prepare yourself, and let's get back at it tomorrow. So that was the end of the day. Let's go ahead. Let's bring up Tradervue. Look at the details. We're reviewing trades taken on Monday, May 9th. We took 5 trades. Closed P&L negative $40. We're in the red $40. Took 3 red trades, 2 green trades. This one being a flat out mistake. Flat out mistake there. These trades here were just bad. In the sense that our execution was bad. We'll look at them on the charts. Let's go ahead and get the charts pulled up. They were bad execution wise. Let's put it that way. So if you haven't already hit that like button, please do so. Now would be a great time as I'm getting the information pulled up. And if you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. Hit that notification bell. Select all so you can be notified anytime I do reviews, recaps, or if I might start trying to make some other videos that I think would be helpful to the trading community in the perspective of a new trader. So let's go ahead. First trade of the morning was on the SQQQ. We got in this trade at 946. Let's go ahead, see where 946 was at. So we would have been wanting to get in as it broke this area right there. Stop should be down there. You look at this and you say, look around. Excellent trade. It never stopped you out and it went. You would be correct. But for the but. Let's walk through this trade. So we see that SQQQ opened here and it pulled back, leaving this nice bottoming tail right here, right at the previous day's high. So pushed it back over it, came back up, breaking the VWAP. So first mistake that I see in taking this trade was that I didn't let a pullback occur and then it goes. So that was my first mistake in this trade. Second, we'll call it mistake, was looking to the left. We know that this is going to be our first target area. So it has little room before it's going to hit some resistance. And we see that's exactly what it did when it came over here. Kind of peekabooed a little higher than that resistance, pulled back. But again, we get in here, our stop should be down here. That should be our stop. This thing never came down and stopped us out. It made a move. But let's look at where we got out of this trade at. We got out at 951. So 951. We're stopping out right there for a $23 loss. $23 loss. And the reason that this occurred was we purchased a contract that had a high delta. We purchased a contract that had a high delta. And by it having a high delta, you don't have as much room. So you get a stock with a high delta, you're not going to get as much room out of it. And right there was taking us out for our 1R, basically stopping us out for our 1R. So a contract with a 0.25, that's going to give me that extra room. That's going to give me $1 extra room. A stop of 0.5 is only going to give me 50 cents. So let's see. If we would have got in right there where we should have been, 52.65, we're stopping out at like 52.35. So that's like 30 cents. That's like 30 cents. So that's where we went wrong on this first trade. But like I said, I would have wanted to see this pullback and go. So the good entry point would have been, you got a tail here, you got this flat area right here. So getting in here and putting the stop down there, this would have been a good entry point. And look at what it did. Money. We paid $265 for this one contract. Stopped out at $242. But let's look at it. SQQQ, 513, $55 call. It closed at $4. It closed at $4 today. So this thing made money. We just too tight of a stop. Too tight of a stop because it all started with the bad contract. We picked a bad contract. And if we come over here, we see that this thing actually had a high of $448 today. So SQQQ did what we wanted it to do. But I will probably not trade the SQQQ in the future because of the spread. The spread on this thing was a little higher than I like to see. But that was our first trade. Second trade was on the QQQ. Let's take a look at the QQQ. And this one here, we got in at 10:06, one contract. So 10:06, one contract. This is where we would want to be getting in, right here. I'm going to put where we stopped out at, and then we're going to talk about this one too. This was another, it's just bad overall trading today. So we would want to be entering when it breaks below these tails right here. So right here would be a good spot. Stop is going to be up here. This looks familiar to the SQQQ, right? You say, look around. Good trade. Getting in as it is breaking this low area. We see that this left this bottoming tail right here, but I would not pay that bottoming tail any mind. I would look at the candle as being right there. This, I really don't pay that no mind. So getting in right here, or maybe below that one there. Again, put the stop back up here to the VWAP. Never look back, money. But look at where we stop out at. And we lost $33 on this trade. You say, how is that possible? That's because I put my order on the active trader ladder. It didn't get filled, and I chased this thing down. I just kept moving my order down until I finally got filled down here somewhere. I should have, when I didn't get filled where I wanted to get filled at, said, cut it. You missed the opportunity. Let's let this come down. Let's let this pull back, and let's find an entry. So we probably got in down here somewhere. So we'll drop an arrow down there. This thing pulled back, left this nice top and tail. Nice top and tail right there. Let's get in right here. Let's set the stop right there. Money again. Money again. So it's another good thought out trade where we're going to get in, put the stop there, but missed opportunity, enter in the trade. And we had to take our stop. We lost $33 on one contract. We had to take our stop. Just like SQQQ, we had another contract with a higher delta than we usually trade with. So higher delta than we normally trade with, and had to have a tighter stop, and it cost us. So that was our second trade. Let's look at the third trade. Third trade, we got in at 10:18, and this is another one. It's one of the mornings where you just got to shake your head. You like, come on, man. This is ridiculous. Look at that. So we said we should have got in here. We probably chased and got in down here somewhere. This thing pulls back, stops us out. We take the loss. No harm, no foul. Look where we get in at. Right where we said that we should have let this trade go by its business and get in right here. I bought two contracts on this one. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop where we got out of these two at. First one, not even a minute later, we still in that candle. So I don't even want to drop an arrow on that one. I'm going to drop it on the second one. We got out at 10:22. So we got out on this arrow right here. So got in right there. Good entry. Or good pattern, I should say. Good pattern to get in on. We got in this trade. It immediately went green. So as it's going green, I'm setting my brackets. So I'll usually get in the trade. Once I get in the trade, I'll set my brackets. So when this trade made this move, I set my bracket. And because the trade had made this move, it had moved my stop up higher when it set the bracket. So it made this move. I click to set the bracket. It pulls back and it stops me out. So I got in this one for 181 per contract. It stops me out of the first contract at 173. So I lose $8 on that first one. Bam, right out the gate. Next one stops me out 10:22. And that one stops me out for 153. So what's that? 28 bucks. 28 bucks. And just like the SQQ, if the delta is, so normally a delta of 25.25, that's going to give me about that much range. A delta of 0.5, you cut that stop in half. And that's what we did. So think about it. If we got in there, stop was up there, and it stops us out. And that's exact, because this one stopped us out at 1022 even. So it's stopping us out like right here at the top. Look at that. Because we know that this candle opens at the top because it's a red candle. Tight stop, tight stop, tight stop because of the monetary amount and not where the stop is supposed to be. Had we put the stop where it should have been, we probably would have been stopping out for a $50 loss had it came up there. But it never got anywhere near it, and it made this excellent move down. So that is what is that? 3 trades? 3 trades where by picking the wrong contract, it cost us. By not picking the contract that we usually pick and that we're supposed to pick, it cost us. So next trade, still on the Qs, because like I said, at this point, I'm basically revenge trading. I'm seeing good patterns on AMD. I'm seeing good patterns on the SPY. And I'm like, nope, I got to get green on the Q. And next trade that we took, 1024. So let's see where that is. 1024. Bam, right there on this candle. Again, like I said, I won't pay too much attention to where the arrow is, but entry would have been when this candle broke the lows of that candle. Again, another good entry. Good entry. Stop is going to be up here with 2 contracts. 1 contract, you can give it extra room. But we're still trading. We are still trading that high delta contract. And this one worked. We got out of this one at 1035. 1035. Where is 1035 at? We got out on this green candle here as it is coming back up. So we probably was up in here somewhere on this candle, but made 50 bucks on that. We paid 202 for the contract. We sold it for 227. So good trade there. Good solid trade. But once we got out of this contract, we noticed, we like, okay, this delta is higher than we usually like. So let's regroup. If we can get us another trade, let's go ahead and lock and load a good contract. So we come over, go to trade. This is the option chain. So this is where I find my contracts at. This is telling me open interest. This is telling me the delta. This is telling me the spread. And then these are the amounts. This is the call side. This is the put side. So what I do is I want to buy a put, but I come on this side and I find the contract that I want to buy. Let's just say that it was this contract right here. So what I'll do is I'll right click it. And what is this one? So this is 304. Nope, let's not do that one. Look over to the left. You'll already see that one sitting there. That's what I did though. I came over here. I right clicked it. I said add it to my puts watch list. Boom. And it dropped it over there I didn't catch that I had dropped a call contract in my puts watch list. Came back to the chart. Now I'm looking for a pattern. And the next trade that I take is at 1038. So let's find 1038 on the chart. 1038 right there. So 1038, I buy my next QQQ contract. What I think is a put contract. So I'm buying one to give this extra room because like I said, I've noticed I've been buying these high delta contracts. Let me go back to one that's in my wheelhouse. That way I can give this extra room. As you can see, the extra room worked. This thing made this move down here. But we noticed as the trade went this way, we were getting in the green. Something is wrong. I'm good with the pullback. This is where we should have been getting in at, though. We should have let this thing pull back and then get in. But I'm good with the pullback because we got one contract. We giving it extra room. This thing starts going in the green. I'm like, you big dummy. Like Fred G. Sanford was standing over Lamont's shoulder talking about you big dummy. I get out of this one at 1044. I get out when I notice I am in a call. And you see right there, 1038, May 9, 22, 304 call. Bought one of them at 115. We got out of this one 6 minutes later. 117. We made $2 on it. And that was it. I'm like, all right, I am done for the day. We have missed entries over here. We have picked the wrong contract over here. Let's wrap this up. Ain't nothing coming good from this day with these errors that we making. So finished it red. One of those, you gotta take the good days with the bad days, take the reds with the greens. But on a day like this, today, this should have been a good day because every trade that we took worked. Every trade that we took worked. Even this one would have worked on this pullback, and then it came down and dropped. So this one here gave about $1.50 move, and we just would have rolled this out. So good trades, good thought process, just bad execution. So that is what I get for this. And like I said, I was going to call this video Chop QE. I have not made my thumbnail yet, so this is just bad execution. That's what I'm going to call this video today. Bad execution with QQQ. So hope y'all enjoyed the recap. If so, like I said, please hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate it. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Paying attention to detail, paying attention to what we're doing and executing better. Peace.